Royal Caribbean's Symphony of the Seas is, for now, the largest cruise ship ever built, weighing 228,081 gross registered tons. Symphony of the Seas is a larger version of Royal Caribbean's Harmony of the Seas, which was previously the largest ship in the world. It dwarfs Harmony in size by over 1,000 tons. And without further ado, let's dive right in. Symphony of the Seas, the 25th ship in Royal Caribbean's fleet, weighs 228,081 gross registered tons, stands 72 meters tall, and spans 362 meters in length. Each week, Symphony will welcome 5,518 guests in 2,759 staterooms, including 28 additional balcony rooms with views of the ocean or the ship's signature boardwalk neighborhood. Symphony takes family vacationing to a whole new level, with energy and options never seen before in one place. This ship is the ideal combination of our greatest hits that guests know and love, as well as a lineup of vibrant new restaurants, activities, and unrivaled entertainment, all purposefully designed around guests' preferences. Royal Caribbean International President and CEO Michael Bailey says, Symphony of the Seas, like Harmony of the Seas, has a massive waterslide complex called Perfect Storm on its top deck. Royal Caribbean only recently began installing water slides on its ship in 2016. The Perfect Storm waterslide area is just one of the many attractions on Symphony of the Seas open-air top decks. On Symphony of the Seas, the Perfect Storm waterslide area includes a yellow and green champagne bowl slide. Symphony of the Seas has 3 separate pool areas on its top deck, including the main pool, as shown here. The main pool is located on Deck 15 directly across the Perfect Storm waterslide area. The main pool is surrounded by rows of lounge chairs for sunbathing. Among the attractions of Symphony of the Seas main pool area is a large shaded hot tub. The Champagne Bowl slide on Symphony of the Seas swirls over the beach pool, another deck top pool and hot tub area. Splashaway Bay, a kiddie aqua park across from the sports pool on Symphonies of the Seas, is one of the largest of its kind at sea. The multi-story Ultimate Family Suite, which rolls out the red carpet quite literally for the kids in all of us, is one of the most jaw-dropping new offerings. A slide connects the brightly colored children's room to the living room, which features an air hockey table and an interactive building block wall. Everyone can enjoy movies and popcorn in the private cinema room with an 85-inch 4K Ultra HD TV, or play one of the many video games on the latest consoles. The balcony of the suite is equally impressive, with table tennis that also serves as a dining table, the Lucky Climber vertical maze for children, a full-sized whirlpool, and sun loungers. As the world's largest cruise ship, there's a variety of staterooms to suit every need, including rooms with views of Central Park, the water, and the seaside-inspired boardwalk neighborhood. Head to the brand new Hooked Seafood restaurant, which offers a great casual setting and expansive ocean views for exciting new meals. The New England-style seafood launch and dinner spot has a large raw bar where you can stand and watch your oysters being shucked fresh. Favorites such as lobster, crab, and the mouth-watering fish sandwich are also available on the coastal menu. Another new addition is El Loco Fresh, which serves Mexican street food and is ideal for when you're on the go and craving fresh tacos, burritos, and all made from scratch mole sauce and tangy salsa verde. If you're a sucker for sweets, then the new Sugar Beach is the place to be. This candy shop with colorful walls adorned by more than 200 types of candies, located near the classic hand-carved carousel on the reimagined boardwalk neighborhood, has a variety of ice cream flavors and more than 20 toppings to satisfy any craving. There's also a cupcake decorating class available. The entire family can gather at Playmakers Sports Bar and Arcade, a new addition to the boardwalk. Playmakers is the place to be to watch the big game, with 31 big-screen TV-inch showing everything from Premium League Soccer to the NCAA Championship. Craft brews and classic bar bites like burgers, popcorn, shrimp, and wings are all available from early morning to late at night. Skee ball and air hockey, as well as Miss Pac-Man and Star Wars arcade game, can satisfy your competitive streak. The entertainment on board Symphony is also turning up the volume. The Tony Award-winning musical Hairspray returns to Royal Caribbean, the bigger and better than ever, along with a new Royal Caribbean original, Flight, Dare to Dream, a thrilling journey through time chronicling humanity's fascination with flying. High-diving acrobatics, Hero, in the open-air Aqua Theater joined the lineup, and the ice skating stunts of 1977 in Studio B will transport guests to London for a time-traveling adventure to solve the century's heist. Studio B transforms into a thrilling glow-in-the-dark laser tag arena called Battle for the Planet Z for even more interactive action. Two teams compete for control of the galaxy's final planet. Are you looking for a different kind of challenge? Another opportunity for guests to collaborate is an Escape the Rubicon, where old and new friends must work together to solve a challenging mystery and escape the SS Rubicon before time runs out. Symphony touts signature Royal Caribbean experiences, some with new twists in addition to the lineup of new hits. For example, the Ultimate Abyss, a guest favorite, will allow you to ride the tallest, most thrilling slide at sea, standing 10 stories high. There are two flow riders, our popular surf simulator, where thrill seekers can catch a wave or keep an eye out or wipeouts, as well as the Perfect Storm trio of water slides and the popular rock climbing walls. A number of well-known specialty restaurants from across our fleet are also on board. Jamie's Italian, Izumi's Hibachi Excitement, and Wonderland's whimsical food and drinking concoctions are just a few of the 23 specialty and complimentary dining options. More deck chairs can be found one deck up from the pool areas on Symphony of the Seas, along promenades that extend outward from the ship. Symphonies of the Seas outdoor decks include the sports court, a fun zone with a miniature golf course, zip line, basketball court, and two flow rider surfing simulators. In the sports court area, Adirondack-style chairs painted blue and orange provide passengers with a place to relax in between rounds of miniature golf. Symphony Dunes is the name of the miniature golf course. Symphony of the Seas, like sister ship Harmony of the Seas, has a 9-deck high slide called Ultimate Abyss. Passengers enter the attraction through an anglerfish's massive jaws. The Ultimate Abyss slide is located on Deck 6 of Symphony of the Seas, and it descends from Deck 16 to Deck 6. The Symphony of the Seas does not have a Deck 13, so the attraction is only 9 decks high. Self-service soft-serve ice cream machines are available on the pool deck of Symphony on the Seas in 2 locations. Symphony of the Seas has the most cabins of any cruise ship in the sea, with 2,759 available. It has a capacity of 6,680 passengers. The boardwalk area on Symphony of the Seas is home to Playmakers, a sprawling sports bar and arcade. It's a novel idea for Royal Caribbean. The boardwalk area also has 2 massive rock climbing areas, the Royal Promenade, a 3-deck high mall-like space lined with shops, eateries, and bars, served as the interior hub of Symphony of the Seas. The Royal Promenade of Symphony of the Seas features a car on display, a nod to a long-standing Royal Caribbean tradition, however. In a departure from tradition, the car is actually a sculpture. It's called Beetle Spear, and it was created by the artist Ishwan Noor using original parts from the 1953 Volkswagen Beetle. The Beetle Spear sculpture can be found directly in front of Café Promenade, a coffee shop on the Royal Promenade. Throughout the day, Café Promenade on Symphony of the Seas, Royal Promenade serves espresso drinks, regular coffee, tea, and snacks. A British-style pub can be found on Symphony of the Seas Royal Promenade, and it's on the other Royal Caribbean ships. Copper and Kettle is the name on Symphony. It's a popular hangout on many Royal Caribbean ships. Boleros is a Latin-themed bar and lounge on the Royal Promenade that serves Latin-inspired drinks with mojitos and caipirinhas. A massive 18-foot-high metallic sculpture by artist Gregor Krieger stands just outside Boleros along Symphony of the Seas Royal Promenade. It's called the Paradox Void, and it's made of 1,200 laser-cut mirrored stainless steel triangles and 200 sections of LED lights. The Royal Promenade on Symphony of the Seas also houses a standalone Starbucks. Starbucks was the first cruise line to have location on the ship. Regalia Watches, which sell high-end watches, is also located on the Royal Promenade of Symphony of the Seas. The shop which sells Symphony of the Seas branded items is another shopping option along Symphony of the Seas Royal Promenade. It replaces the Kate Spade shop on sister ship Harmony of the Seas, which is also located in the same location. While there's no standalone Kate Spade store on Symphony of the Seas, there's another shop called The Collection that sells Kate Spade handbags and other branded items. The On Air Club, a karaoke bar, is one of the other venues on Symphony of the Seas. Symphony of the Seas also has a bionic bar where a robot bartender serves drinks, a concept that debuted on Royal Caribbean's Quantum of the Seas in 2014. At Symphony of the Seas Bionic Bar, 2 robotic arms are ready to mix drinks. And that brings us to the end of today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, hit the subscribe button, and turn on the notification bell to watch more videos like this. While you're here, click on any of the other 2 videos on your screen and I will see you there.